said, there's some things that maybe we would like to see differently. Nobody's perfect. There's things in the United States we'd like to see done differently. But certain things in Eritrea are factual. First, the progress that's been made in so many areas, the incredible progress in health, in education, in development. And in the beginning, Carol talked about the negative narrative. In the beginning of independence, there was actually a lot of positive press. You know, some people might be too young to remember it, or maybe they forgot it, but there was a whole series of incredible articles and reports about Eritrea. I actually have a whole file. I call it Eritrea's Greatest Hits. It was the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times and NPR. And, I mean, you name it. That was the narrative at that time. And at some point it changed. Maybe people got bored with that narrative, but it's still on the record. And one I remember in particular, I can't remember if it was a newspaper report or if it was on radio, but there was a report about Eritrea building the railroad, rebuilding the railroad, the Italian railroad between Asmara and Massawa. And I remember the reporter was amazed because as he recounted it and was interviewing some of the old workers that had worked on the Italian railroad and were brought back to build the new railroad, there were bids that were made, and Eritrea sought the advice and the ideas of a lot of outside groups and companies, and a lot of them were very expensive. And as the reporter said it, I wish I had it in front of me, but it was something like, "No thanks, we'll do it ourselves." And that's what they did, and they ended up rebuilding that railroad. And this is something that, of course, is repeated over and over again. There's so many similar examples, but I think this is what Eritrea is all about. But what I always tell people when the subject comes up is that you can't deny certain facts. There's the progress in health, which is, I think, historic, on malaria, on child mortality, maternal mortality, on AIDS, and now, as Carol pointed out, on coronavirus. But also, there's a bottom line here. People don't kill each other in Eritrea over religion. People don't kill each other over ethnicity. That's pretty unique, and that's something to celebrate, and frankly, something to look at closely, to model. Obviously, something that is being done that's right, and also it's the most stable country in the Horn. You know, all those years, the knock was that Eritrea is unstable and that it's causing instability in the neighborhood. Well, it's the exact opposite. Now Eritrea is the anchor of stability in the Horn of Africa. So I think Eritrea really does have a lot to offer, a lot to teach, and a lot to contribute